Again, we are back and we are looking at the psychoanal or psychoanalytic sexual theory. This majorly has the stages of development, and inshallah I'll be sending you a chart and some details about this stage in the group. But let us first look at them in summary form, then later I'll be sending you the more detailed form in the group. We shall start with the oral stage. The oral stage, this ranges from 0 to 2 years. And this one under this the oral stage, majorly here the kid or the baby wants to satisfy the mouth. We shall see that under this stage that whichever thing that the child grasps, we shall see that this child puts it into the mouth. It's all about satisfaction of the mouth. We shall see that under this stage is whereby the baby this is when the baby is breastfeeding. We shall say that even if the baby picks up pain or any other material, any material he comes by, he puts this material into the mouth. So this oral stage is all about satisfaction of the mouth. It ranges majorly from 0 to 2 years. Then we shall proceed to the anal stage. The anal stage under this, in other words, it can be referred to as the toilet training. And at this stage, you shall see that it's whereby the baby is trained on how to use the latrine. It majorly takes from around, it says from 3 years, around 3 to 6 years there. Under this stage, you shall see that this kid is able to develop that, you shall see that under this stage, that the kid develops, learns how to use the toilet, learns how to dispose of wastes into the body. For instance, he wants to his or herself, she wants to urinate. Aiga mami njagala fuka, daddy njagala gendako, njagala kufulumya mubi, right? So under this, they learn how to use these systems of how to excrete out the things they feel into the body. Mukasera kano yerowooleza taata njagala kufuluma, njagala kufulumya bubi, taata njagala kufuuyisa. And it's what we call the anal stage. Then we shall proceed to what is called the phallic stage. The phallic stage majorly ranges from 3 to 6 years. The phallic stage under this, majorly it can be referred to as the love for opposite sex, majorly in parents. If you're having a baby boy at home, this baby boy will have much love for the mother. Ajja kwagala nnyo maama we. Ajja kwagala nnyo ki maama we. Then if the baby at home is a girl, this girl ajja kwagala nnyo ki kitaawe. It is majorly at this stage. And at this stage you shall see that this boy will always see the father ajja mulabanga mulabe we. Ajja kumulabanga muki mulabe we. And this girl will see the mother as ajja mulabanga ki mulabe we. Omuwala ajja kulaba mama ingwa omuki omulabe, because at this stage ayagadde nnyo opposite sex. That is majorly if commonly in case abazadde bombi weebali. This is majorly whereby over both of the parents akuze nabo. And at the phallic stage they develop more sexual desires for the opposite sex, especially parents. Omulenzi nayagala nnyo mama we, omwana ayagala nnyo kitaawe. Then we shall move to the Lantus stage. The Lantus stage majorly ranges from 3 to 6 years. Under this stage, it ranges from 6 years to puberty. We shall see that under this stage, it's whereby but at this time the child develops more love to learn more, ayagala okuyiga bingi, focuses on education, how to make friends, and so on. Then the genital stage, this ranges from puberty stage to adulthood. That mukasera kano, these people have learned more about sex. They want always to satisfy their sex. That's when they expose to sex education. How can they have sex? How can they have free sex, which is free? And even if they have it, how can it be protected? It is under what we call that genital stage. They always want to satisfy their genitals. This cuts across both from the boys and the men. So I'll be giving you some more details about these stages in the group work that I'll be sending in the group. Let us look at the implications of the psychosexual stage. Under the psychosocial stage, we shall see some of the implications, as you have seen previously, that teachers should endeavor to understand past growth conditions of students because their current behaviors might be related to their past. That sometimes we teachers, we face off these learners, but times it's better to first make research. What did this kid go through? Why isn't this kid? Because we have seen these stages, but we shall see that there are some abnormalities, that there are some kids who at times overstay in these stages, because you have seen the lantern stage, you have seen the annual stage. You find a kid that this kid is in P5 or is in P6, but this kid is still linking the thumb. So before you beat this kid, first reach out to the parents, first make research. Why is it that this boy is grown up but is still linking the thumb? Then teachers or parents should provide relevant and systematic training that will mold their behavior and characters. Toilet manners. This majorly goes back to the primary teachers and the nursery teachers, that they are handling these kids. This is the annual stage, whereby they are excreting out bathroom with the easings themselves. So it's at this stage that these teachers or parents should train. How do you use the toilet? If you go to the toilet, how should you behave? You should leave it clean. Don't leave your wastes on top. It's under this stage that these parents or teachers should endeavor to train these learners. Muyigiriza toyi bagikozesa batya, bwogeze manje ogireko otya, ogiyinga tomala kayinga, you should just enter. No, that's where you give more things when it comes to the Muslims. What applications do you recite when you're entering the toilet? Then it's under this stage that another implication, students need to receive satisfaction out of their growth stages. Therefore, teachers should provide a conducive environment that will enable students to drive satisfaction. As we have seen, for instance, the learning stage, that these learners, they want to know more. So it's better for us as the teachers to provide a very conducive environment, an environment that enables these kids to explore at this stage, whereby these learners are able to know more. If their primary schools provide computers, these learners to discover, because at this stage they always want to ask why. Why is ABCD happening? And at this time they want to make friendships. Leave them to interact. Don't restrict them. At this stage they always want to interact. So we as teachers and parents, we should provide a conducive learning environment for these learners to acquire skills, because at this stage they very much want to acquire new skills. Another one, as we proceed, that teachers need to provide a role model from whom students may improve their personality traits. This goes back as teachers, we as teachers, that as teachers at this stage, for instance, the genital stage, the lantern stage, make sure that these learners, you become their role model. How do you dress as a teacher? How do you conduct yourself as a teacher? Make sure that at least this kid is able to say, I would like to be like Master so and so. I would like to be like Madam so and so. Maybe because of how will this come about? How do you conduct yourself at school? How do you interact with these learners? How do you dress up, right? How do you behave? So this goes back, we as teachers, when you're at school, just know you are training learners, because some of the teachers you are teaching, right, you're in the field of teaching, but some of you shall say that you are teaching, but depending on how your teachers situated in secondary schools or primary schools, how did they teach, right? So at this stage, we should always, these stages, you have seen that when you're handling these kids, try to provide that role model form, that even if a kid goes in for education, let me teach like Master so and so, his class was always lively and it always had morale. So let me try to be smart like Master so, and so he was always smart when he was coming to school. So those are some of the implications of the stages of the psychosocial stage to the parents and teachers. How should we treat them? How should we maneuver them? How can we make these learners go through these stages in a safe way? And what are our responsibilities as parents and teachers when when these kids are going through this stage.